Okay, so in this training, we're going to go over how to set up your Google Chrome. So make sure you open Google Chrome and then log in using the Acceleration Enterprises Google account that I've assigned you. It's important that you do this because that way you can keep everything under one roof. It actually makes your job much more efficient. And it's for security purposes as well that you're using our Google server. And then also make sure you're using a VPN for the most part. You'll also be assigned a premium account with ChatGPT. I'll give you a company account that you'll be assigned as well using that same company email. But what we're going to go over today is setting up your Google Chrome. There are some things that you're going to need. So first thing is going to be Chrome extensions. So you're going to need a LastPass Chrome extension. LastPass is a Chrome extension that we use to share passwords and logins for the company. And then also for clients. As we work with clients, there's going to be situations where sometimes you need to gather their login and password, add it into LastPass, and then share that LastPass password folder maybe with a contractor like a developer or like a creative person that's going to work on the back end of their website, something like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is download LastPass for Chrome. See, that's here. We'll add it as a Chrome extension. All right. Okay, and then you're going to set up a LastPass account. This is a free account. So you're just going to take some basic steps within the LastPass website. And when you set up the account, obviously use your work Gmail. Okay? Make sure you're using your work Gmail. All right, so we'll just go ahead and let that run. And next we're going to upload Loom Chrome extension. It's important that you have Loom, kind of like what I'm using right now. And also make sure you log into your Chrome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and log into this testing account here that I'm using for this training. Yours would have your first name. And you can see LastPass just populates passwords for me. It's a great tool. So that LastPass is working. It's populating. I like to actually go up here, click on this little puzzle piece, and then click the little pin button for these extensions that I'm showing you so that they're always easy to access. That way you can pull up LastPass really easily if you need to. You can generate passwords. You can access the vault if you need to like look up passwords. You see you have these like shared folders where you'll save passwords. One of the important things with LastPass is that when you're working with clients and you need to have a developer maybe install like a tracking pixel on their website, the client needs to give you developer access, like a login and a password to use. It might be their own, or they might generate a unique one. Either way, you would save that login and password to LastPass and then share that with the developer so that the developer could download LastPass for free, and it would simply populate those things for them to use so that they can access the client assets. That way, once we're done working with the developer, because most of the time, you know, we don't always work with the same developer every time, you can simply delete that LastPass shared folder, and then they can't access that part of the client account anymore because they don't need to, because the job's done. They already installed the tracking pixel, and we're good to go. It's safer for the client. It works better that way. And then the developer has temporary access to the login and the password. Okay. As a policy, never, ever share logins and passwords with anybody outside of our company, because we do hire contractors outside of our company to help us with technical work for clients. And never save them really inside of ClickUp or Google Drive. We only use LastPass for this. LastPass is the only place we should have client logins and passwords saved. Okay? It's the only place. And once other people besides yourself are done using the login and password, you need to delete that shared folder within LastPass. so they can't continue to access it once the job is over. Obviously, you can tell the client, hey, we're done. You can get rid of that unique login and password, or hey, feel free to change your password when you want. But the main thing internally for us as a fail-safe for our clients is that you only allow people to access client assets using LastPass, and then you control it and manage it yourself. Okay, that's one of the big reasons why we use LastPass, is because you need to use it to go ahead and keep the clients protected. And then also you'll get folders that I share with you so you can access like our general support email, our Zoom accounts. Like, you need LastPass to access a few other things as well, as you'll see here. Okay, so we're going to add Loom to Chrome. And you need Loom because you're going to use Loom to screen record to save time. Okay, so I'm going to use the Acceleration Enterprises account to set up a unique Loom space. You can agree to the terms of service. Usually you'll use Loom for like videos that are like 5 minutes or less, where you're screen recording and you can simply talk something out and explain something and then send a screen recording. Okay, so they might just have like some questions here, yada yada. We'll just go ahead and we'll say, we're in marketing, continue. Okay, we'll join, and you'll actually see it recommends a workspace because of the domain, so you can go ahead and join our workspace if it recommends it. And it says it's currently installed. Great. Here it is. I like to pin it because then you can, of course, just click on Loom and then boom, you can start recording whenever you need to. Okay, so it makes it really easy to do a screen recording, and sometimes sending a screen recording to a client is a great way to communicate with them as well. Instead of just like a screenshot, record a Loom and say, hey, great news, we got your pixel set up. Here I am in your event manager. Looks like the events are firing great. Congratulations. As a point of reference, make sure if you record Looms for clients, you don't have other tabs open. Try to record the Loom on its own tab, showing the client only what you're going to show them. Don't have like your background showing with something inappropriate. Be aware of what's on your screen when you record your screen, and then send it to a client, please. So make sure you have Loom ready to go. That's going to be really important. The next one we're going to do is the MetaPixel Helper. You won't use this as much. But the reason you're going to have this is like when you help with onboarding and you bring clients on board and we set up their tracking pixel, this is a easy to use extension that will verify that the tracking pixel is working. And I'll even give you a quick example of that. Sometimes I turn on this sync if you work from multiple computers and you log into your Chrome account. It'll sync all of your history. It'll sync all of your Chrome extensions. So here's the MetaPixel Helper. What it does is it searches the backend code of the page for the MetaPixel, and then it tells you if it's firing properly. So we'll actually use our website as an example. Our website's actually being redesigned right now, so this will probably be an old version of our website that you're seeing. But see how this lights up and the page view fires. Okay, so this is something you'll use this to double check when you get a developer and we're onboarding a client to set up a MetaPixel and they say they're done. You'll go to their website and use this tool to double check that the developer did their job. Okay, so that's basically what we use it for. Pretty straightforward. So probably won't use it that often, but you will use it as a CSR. The next one that's really important that you will use very often is Grammarly. Chrome extension. I require Grammarly Chrome. It's free, and you need to make sure that you're using it. There are some other spell checking tools out there. Maybe you use some different ones, but I am familiar with Grammarly, and it works very well for our clients, and it works very well for catching things, just in case, Let's see here. Sometimes they ask you these questions, and you just got to answer a few, especially when stuff's like free. External emails, internal emails, creative content, technical documents, papers, expertise, and then we'll go. Okay. Gmail, Google Docs, Might select some of these real quick. Okay. You can just use Grammarly for free, add it to Chrome. Booyah. Okay. Here it is. Add the extension. Okay, so you got to double check, make sure that it's active. So you'll see, here it is here, I like to pin it. Okay, so it's on, text selection's on, quick replies on. So usually the way it downloads, everything's on, but I always like to check it and make sure. And then make sure you have it selected to American English, okay? So now you have all of your Chrome extensions ready to rock and roll. And what we're going to go through now is setting up your bookmarks and folders. So it's important to set up bookmarks and folders so you're more efficient. And also so you don't keep a bunch of tabs open so it doesn't slow down your computer. That way when you're done in a window, you can simply close it. And if you need to open something again real quick, you just click on the bookmark. Okay. So we're going to click the little tab here. You click on, or the little star up here. We're going to click on choose another folder. And here it is. We're going to go to bookmarks bar. We'll click on new folder. And this one is copy writing. As the CSR, you actually engage in copywriting for me pretty often. You'll be using ChatGPT and special prompting that I provide you to create copywriting for clients. As the client service representative, you have a unique, deep understanding of the client. And so you'll be able to generate copywriting for them and look at it with a perspective that is unique to the client's business, which is very important that someone like that is doing that as the client success rep. Okay, so we're going to do another new folder. This is workflows and SOPs. Okay, because there are some SOPs you'll need to have access to. There's just a few. And we're actually going to go to Bookmark Manager here. We got our copywriting. I'm going to take the copywriting one, move it up. Okay. And let's open ChatGPT. Okay, you need to bookmark ChatGPT, and you'll log in. You'll get a special login for ChatGPT Premium that I provide you. Okay, we always use the premium one because it works a lot better. And so when I give you one that's assigned to your work email. Okay, so we would log into that normally, but go ahead and bookmark ChatGPT. There we go. Now, one thing you'll notice is we can't see the bookmarks. You actually have to click these three little dots up here, go to bookmarks and lists, and click on show bookmarks bar. Okay, now we can see our folders. There's the workflows, SOPs. I'm actually going to delete that bookmark. Copywriting, and then we got ChatGPT. We're going to move ChatGPT into copywriting. Okay. The next one we're going to bookmark is Fancy Text Generator. You'll see that's this LingoJam page here, lingojam.com//fancy text generator. Bookmark that under copywriting here, because you will use this too as you generate copywriting for clients. Okay. All right. So next one is you want to make sure we're going to start working on SOPs and workflows. So in this training, you'll see that in the training quiz, I have a list of these links for you. Okay, so this is the offboarding SOP. Now this doesn't just pop up in ClickUp, and sometimes you have to add it to a subtask in ClickUp if you know you're offboarding a client at a certain time. So it's just better to have this bookmarked. So I like to go ahead and bookmark this under workflows and SOPs. Okay, say done. It's right there. And you could actually name it so it's easier to read. I like to rename it client offboarding, just so it's right there. When you click that drop down, it's like you can just see it. Okay, the next one is going to be the Zoom follow-up SOP. Okay, this is one that you'll need in case you do a Zoom meeting dynamically and the client wants a summary or a follow-up right away. This walks you through how to go ahead and download the video recording, get the transcript, create a summary follow-up, and send it to the client. Okay, so share it, or I'm sorry, you're going to bookmark it under workflows and SOP. This is a Zoom meeting summary follow-up. Okay, and you can see that one's in there now too. Okay, next one is our letter of engagement. And this is good to reference because sometimes you may need to pull this up to reference our scope of work. Like if you're kind of confused about something or you need to reference the scope of work, this has all of our points of service here. Okay, and then like how fees work, how late payments work, any of this stuff you need to reference. You might need to reference this if clients have questions or they're trying to push you to do things that aren't necessarily in the scope. You can even send them this link. You can even send them this link and say, hey, this is like what's within the scope of work. Looks like this might be slightly out of it. Have to talk to my team, or it's just something that we can't do. That does happen. We're going to go ahead and bookmark this. Workflows and SOPs. I just like to call it LOE for letter of engagement. It's a letter of engagement. Technically, it's a contract we have with the client. But I like to call it a letter of engagement with the clients because that sounds a lot softer, sounds a lot more friendly than contract. So then we have the com flow. So I want you to share, or I want you to save these workflows, okay, because these are very important for you to reference. So like this is your communication workflow, so you know how to follow this. All right, this is something I'm going to refer back to you on if I see that you're trying to work with a client on something, you're not getting any action. Well, it might be because you didn't call them on the Google Voice line. You didn't text message them. Maybe you sent an email, but you didn't follow up 24 hours later. You have to follow this until the goal is achieved, right? Okay, so make sure you save this, favorite this under workflows and SOPs. It's already called communications flow. Sometimes I delete the word client there, so it's just CSR communications flow. Just easier to reference. Okay, so we got that one. Next one is the warm transfer workflow. Okay, you might not use this as much, but you will use it, somewhat frequently. So I want you to bookmark it. And this is the workflow that shows us, how to properly walk through the warm transfer process when you're transferring an account to another client. This is the workflow that you follow for this. Okay. And again, I'm having you save these because these are workflows you're going to have to autonomously deploy. Like, I'm not going to be able to deploy a ClickUp task every time something like this happens. I expect you to just do it with your team member. Okay, so we're going to save that warm transferring workflow. That's fine. I'm going to get rid of that back end gibberish there. We got that saved under workflows and SOPs. The next one is handling complaints, okay? This one hopefully is not a go-to for you, but you may have to use it if you get concerns or complaints from clients, okay? So this is where you're going to apologize for any negative feelings they have, take full responsibility, let them know you're responsible, you're going to get a resolution, lay out the initial plan of action, follow the troubleshooting workflow, okay? We remember that. Implement the solution, test and verify the solution, contact the client directly, and confirm, hey, the resolution's been implemented. Is everything good to go? Is there anything else? Like, make sure they're cool with everything, right? Don't just do what you think the solution is and leave it alone. You got to verify it with the client. Okay, so we can see communications flow. So this, we're going to go ahead and favorite it. I'm just going to save it as handling complaints. Make it easy. And it's under workflows and SOPs. Okay, then we're going to pull up our next one here. This is the troubleshooting flow. Here we are. So this is something we trained on the initial team training. As far as like when you run into a problem, whether it's with software, whether it's with the platform we use, whether it's with something with the client, these are the steps you're going to take to work on the problem and resolve it. Okay? Especially before you get to me, I'm like the last step on here. You got to talk to your team leader first. You need to talk to another teammate before you even talk to the team leader. You know, don't tap the team leader because they're busy with even higher level stuff. Contact the support. If it's a software, like use their help chat. Look up their help articles. Like you need to try to do your own research. And then the second one, I'm going backwards through these. You need to be able to Google search the solution. Ask ChatGPT. This is a huge resource now. This is a new technology within the last 2 or 3 years. Just ask ChatGPT, hey, I have this problem. Here's like what's going on with the client, or here's what I keep running into. What would be a solution? Sometimes ChatGPT gives you great solutions, okay? Or points you in a direction to get started on the solution at least, okay? But you really should attempt to take the steps you already know first and foremost to try to resolve things. But this is really important. You need to save this because every time you run into a client problem, open this up. Like, look at it. What step am I on? Like, where do I start here? Okay. The client troubleshooting flow. This thing, you need to burn it into your brain as a CSR. You're going to use this over and over and over again. So I want you to save it. So it's really easy for you to pull up right there. Okay. We got our copywriting stuff. We got our workflows. Now we're going to bookmark some like common links we use a lot of. Obviously, ClickUp. ClickUp is our virtual office. It's where we work together as a team. It's where you're going to spend a lot of time. So login page or home page. I'll just log into it. I would recommend that you log into it first. It may have you authenticate. Usually I think I have the authentication set up. I'm going to copy that. Pop that in here. Looks like it didn't come through, so we're going to resend it. Okay, and so what I recommend with ClickUp is you simply click on the home button at the top when you log in. Because your home screen should have like your to-dos for the days, overdue. We go through a whole training on this, so I'm not going to, go through a ClickUp training here. But we're just going to simply bookmark this under your normal bookmarks bar, because this is something you're going to use a lot, right? Say done. Boom, there it is. Okay, the next one we're going to do is Google Voice. And the Google Voice line is shared with our support email, so you do need to make sure you have that shared folder from LastPass, because you're going to sign in. And you have to click switch account, use another account, and you have to use support at Acceleration Enterprises. it'll auto-populate the password for you with LastPass. So, okay. We don't want to do that. Sorry. We just want to log into it. As normal. Okay, so you'll see I just made a mistake there. It asked me if I wanted to open it in another Chrome profile. And you want to say no to that. Or else it like closes out your screen and opens up a whole new Chrome profile. And you don't want to open the Chrome file for the support email. Okay, we got support set up. There we go. So you can just click cancel up there when that comes up. And you can see here we have our Google Voice, and you're going to open this frequently because CSRs take turns monitoring this. So if a call comes in, you can take the call. It's actually a lot better if somebody actually answers the phone. Like if a client calls. So while you're working on other projects, when it's your turn, just open this in another tab. You're not actually doing anything. You're just leaving it open. So if it rings, you can be the one to answer it. You just answer, "It's a great day here at Acceleration Enterprises. How can I be of excellent service?" Okay. And if it's not a client you manage, you're simply going to take their call and you're going to take their message and say, "Great, I'm going to relay this to the team and we're going to get back to you within 24 hours or less." That's all you do. You say, "Thanks. Great. How's your day going?" And then use your soft skills. "What do you have going on today?" "Sounds good. I'm doing something similar. The weather's great here. How's the weather where you're at?" Like, be very friendly with our clients and make friends with them. Okay. So you're going to save this in the bookmarks bar. This is the Google Voice. Say done. Okay. The next one is the Zoom recordings menu. So you're going to go to Zoom. And you're going to log in here. And again, this is why LastPass is so important. And you have to get the folder here because LastPass will populate the password for support. Sign in. Okay. Never save passwords that come into your Chrome browser because we actually change them regularly in LastPass. We're cycling passwords regularly in LastPass. So like, if you save it, it's just going to create a lot of problems for you. So always click never. Okay. And then here we are. So if you click on recordings and transcripts, this is what we're interested in here, is where you're going to have to come in here a lot to pull recordings for clients and transcripts for clients to put through ChatGPT or create summaries. And so bookmark it. Specifically, like this part of it basically is really important to pull the Zoom recordings for the support email. Okay, next one is the Meta Business Manager. You're actually going to just type this one in. So we go up to the URL bar and go to Facebook. Or we go to, business.facebook.com. And then you do need to log in with Facebook. This is why your personal Facebook page is important, because you access it with your personal Facebook page. So you can see like my personal Facebook page. I have my company email set to it, so I can log in. It might be an updated one here. Okay, so this is kind of a mock business manager. You'll see when you're inside of our business manager, there's a bunch of other people. You'll have different assets that are assigned to you on the left-hand side here. And there's a whole training you're going to go over to understand this interface more. But you will be using this interface frequently to manage client ad accounts, client business pages, helping them with their business pages, helping them with their Instagram account. Like if they need to bring it into their business manager. So you're going to work in our business manager, but also our business manager gets attached to other client business managers that you work in as well. Okay, so It's important that you go to our business manager once you get access to that and you're added to it like this. So this might be something you might not be able to do necessarily during this training, but make sure you talk to your team leader about getting added into our business manager. If you have not yet, tag your team leader in ClickUp to get added properly and get assets assigned to you if you have client work coming down the pipeline. Okay, and then you're just going to save this. This is Meta Business Manager. Okay, I'll say done. It's because you'll be using this quite a bit, so it's good to just have it there on a bookmark. Okay, the next thing we're going to bookmark is Kimp.io. Okay, Kimp, you'll get an invite to Kimp, and you can actually just bookmark the sign-in screen. I mean, I'll go ahead and log in. I guess, because I guess, yeah, if you have the LastPass, you'll be able to just log in. It'll auto-populate for you. Always click never. I usually block notifications because it can be distracting. Go to dashboard, my requests. Okay, once you get to the my requests, this is what you're gonna want to go ahead and save. Okay. You need to save this, bookmark it, and this is Acceleration 1 Kimp 360. That's fine. Say done, because this is where we do creative projects. This is where you're going to submit creative projects, proof them with the creative team, and then when they're in review, and you're going to approve them here, and then share them with the media buyer, share them with the client, put them into a mock-up, what have you. So using Kimp is something we do very frequently, and this is where you work with the Kimp team. So you'll want to save this because you will work with the creative team quite a bit as a CSR. Okay. The next thing is your Gmail. So simply go to Gmail. Oops, mistyped it there. That's all right. Click on it. And here we go. And this, of course, is the dummy account that I've used for this training, which is fine. And we have a whole training on email management that I expect you to follow and stay up on so that you're keeping your inbox cleaned up and on top of things. But go ahead and favorite this. And I just like to call it Gmail. You know, in the bookmarks bar, say done. And there it is, Gmail. Okay. Another thing. Google Calendar. Two things with Google Calendar. Once you pull it up, you say got it. It gives you this like kind of rundown or whatever. Okay, make sure this is set today. And you can just say I work from home, whatever you want to put down there. It's going to show you the calendar view here. You got your calendars, different ones here. I like to keep just tasks in my calendar here. Okay, so you can also pull up the support calendar here as well, and you'll see sometimes meetings get booked into support that you need to be aware of. Okay, so two calendars there. And I like to see a day view. You can also switch it to week view if you need to like take a bigger look at things. No problem. But then you might need to change it up here too to double check on the support calendar. And you'll see like there's a virtual team meet. We do a team meeting once a week. Meetings with clients come up that you need to be aware of. Sometimes when you schedule a meeting with clients, the meeting populates here because you integrate with our company Zoom account right now. Okay. But go ahead and bookmark Google Calendar. This is G Calendar. Done. Okay, and we got that. So, I hope this training has been helpful in that you are set for success now. You have your Chrome extensions, tools you normally use. You have your workflows to reference. copywriting tools that you'll be using frequently. Our virtual office line, where to find recordings, Meta Business Suite, the creative dashboard with Kimp, Google and Google Calendar. If you have kind of started this process, I recommend that you organize these things here, add the links that you haven't added yet, add the Chrome extensions you haven't yet, organize them properly, pin them the way I've pinned them, and then make sure you're using the proper Chrome extension, or proper Chrome login, like log into your company account using Chrome. Don't use your own personal Chrome, just use the company Chrome. That's it. This is really important. Oh, one other link you're actually going to save here is Google Drive. So there's one more. Okay, we keep a basic Google Drive folder system for our client work, and also templates for onboarding clients and ongoing client work. So this is the link here. It's going to be in the list of links that I provide you for this training. And you can see there's client discoveries. This is really useful information here because it has all the questions for clients. If you want to reference information about any of our clients, okay, it all populates right here. This is also for like new clients, which is good. And then we've got marketing meeting follow-up here. Okay. Oops. Okay, so basically you're going to see these are organized into different categories. You have your e-commerce clients here. We've got lead generation clients here, which we do a lot more of. General advertising clients are clients that we just kind of like run ads for. Okay. When clients are inactive, you actually just move them. I actually happen to know this client's now inactive. You move them over to inactive. This is really just, due diligence. Like as you work in these files, if you're a CSR, please make sure you're cleaning up old files and just keeping things proper, right? Great. So bookmark this. Make a bookmark. This is client files. And I just call it a G drive, Google Drive. Say done. So it's like really easy to access, because sometimes what you're going to find is you're going to be coming in here to get creatives. Also, the clients upload creatives in here very frequently in their swipe file. So you'll go in here, pull up creatives, and you'll see like they upload like videos, copywriting. So we share this stuff with clients too. Okay. And we also save their meeting recordings. Okay. So meeting recordings are in here for reference as well, which is really essential. Like if you take on a client, you'll want to go in here and pull up their folder and look through it. You'll want to open up, like, let's say I took on this Bennett Bootcamp. I'd open this up. I'd want to look in the swipe file, look at meeting recordings, and I would want to watch these. So I could see like what the meeting was like, basically, meeting with them. It's like an 11-minute meeting. And we can see okay, and okay, so you may have to reference these when you take on a client, because you'll be able to look through the discovery call and get a very good feeling for who the client is and what they're like, right? It's very important. So kind of a longer training here, but I want to make sure you're totally set up for success, because sometimes setting this stuff up over time actually is a lot harder, and you have to kind of like learn from other people, but just doing it all at once in this training will save you a lot of time. It's going to make you a lot more efficient and make things go a lot faster. So I hope that's helpful. Thanks.